Newly disclosed documents from the investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein are once again drawing global attention, this time for what they reveal about the international reach of his abuse network. Buried within millions of pages of newly released records is a heavily redacted email dated January 13, 2020. The subject line reads simply, "Epstein Victims," but its contents point to something far more significant. U.S. authorities were attempting to locate a woman believed to be living in India so she could be informed of her rights and offered financial compensation. The message instructs officials to obtain her address and contact details and to coordinate with colleagues at the U.S. Embassy in India. Much of the woman's personal information remains blacked out. Her identity is unknown. Yet the intent is clear. Investigators wanted to ensure that even victims living overseas would not be excluded from support mechanisms available in the United States. At the center of that effort was the New York Crime Victims Compensation Program, a state-run fund designed to help victims of violent crimes recover costs related to medical care, counseling, and therapy. According to the internal correspondence, authorities were urging legal representatives and victim advocates to guide the India-based woman through the application process, with paperwork to be reviewed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The documents also reference emergency victim assistance, including coverage for therapy sessions, highlighting that psychological support was considered just as critical as financial aid. These revelations are part of a massive disclosure ordered under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which required the United States Department of Justice to release previously confidential materials. More than 3.5 million pages have now entered the public domain, including emails, internal memos, and official correspondence. Together, they paint a picture of a network that extended far beyond American borders. For years, Epstein's crimes were largely viewed through a U.S.-centric lens. His properties in New York and Florida, his private island in the Caribbean, his high-profile connections. But the mention of an Indian victim reinforces what many investigators have long suspected, that his exploitation had a global footprint. The effort to involve the U.S. Embassy in India underscores the logistical and legal complexities of pursuing justice across borders. Identifying victims abroad, navigating privacy protections, and coordinating compensation mechanisms require diplomatic channels and careful handling. Public reaction to the latest disclosures has been mixed. Some see them as a long overdue step toward transparency and accountability. Others caution that heavy redactions and limited context leave many questions unanswered. Who was the woman in India? How did she come into contact with Epstein's network? Was she ever successfully reached? For now, those details remain obscured. What is clear, however, is that the Epstein case continues to evolve, even years after his death in 2019. Each new batch of documents reshapes understanding of the scale, structure, and international dimension of his abuse.
Subscribe to Oneindia and never miss an update. Download the Oneindia app now.